How do you feel about homework?
I don't like it.
I like homework because it gets me ready for tests, but then I don't like it because sometimes we have too much and it's really boring.
How do you feel about homework? Well, I feel like the amount of homework that we should get should lessen, but we should still have a little homework.
I hate it. It's the worst thing ever.
Well, I think homework is an essential part of school because it helps us practice what we've learned.
Good, right, for a test to review. Did you stop?
Hi, I'm Nick Hamrock. At least 58 people were killed and 515 were injured in Las Vegas Sunday night when a gunman opened fire in a music festival crowd from the 32nd floor of the Mandalay Bay Resort and Casino. It was the deadliest shooting in modern U.S. history. 22,000 country music fans were scrambling for their lives. The shooter was Stephen Paddock. He was a 64-year-old multimillionaire who gambled. Police are still investigating the motives behind this horrific crime. Tom Petty died on October 2nd. He was born in 1950 and he was an American musician, singer, songwriter, and multi-instrumentalist, and a recording producer. He was also the founder of the 1980s supergroup, the Traveling Wilburys. He was best known for classic rock radio. In 2002, he was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He died on Monday from cardiac arrest. And now to sports with Braden and Britton.
Hey Bucks, I'm Braden Goldsmith with This Week in Sports. Last week, 8th Black football lost to Marble Falls 24-15. Marble Falls running game would be the story of the game. 8th Chrome football would lose 6-0 in a defensive battle, and the rain definitely played a factor in that one. On to volleyball, 7th grade white team would get their first win against Hill Country. The Ava Robinson, Cindy Foltz, and Dylan Miles stepped up in this one. They would win in 2 games, 25-19, 25-19. The 7th grade black team was ready for their rematch against Hill Country after a matchup with them in tournament, led by Sofia Guerrero, Ella Seegers, and Maddie Mosselman. The Bucks would play their best match of the season against a very good Hill Country team. They would win the first game 25-19 and lose the second 17-25 before winning the third one 25-17. The 8th grade white team had a slow start but would come back strong despite a disappointing 8-25 loss in the first game. Came back and won the second 25-17, led by Peyton Rourke. In a nail-biting third game, they would win it 25-23. The 8th grade black team played great, led by Campbell Todd, Sarah Wisner, Devin White, Arden Giesecker, and all of the rest of the Lady Bucks. They would come together for a very close match. They would lose the first one 25-27, then the second one 14-25, but in an all-around great effort by the Bucks. Well, this has been all for Braden Goldsmith with This Week in Sports, but with Lake Travis High School having a bye week this week, next week they play at Westlake, and me and Trey will be covering that next week.
Thank you, Braden and Britton. And now to Of the Week, where we choose a random topic every week.
Of the Week! This week's Of the Week is... Halloween treats!
So the first thing you are going to need is a plate, some Hershey Kisses, you're going to need some frosting, and you need a butter knife and Oreos. So you're going to grab your Hershey Kisses and some frosting, and then you're going to put the frosting at the bottom part of the Hershey Kiss, and then grab your Oreo and kind of just stick it on top, and boom!
So for this, you're going to need Oreos, pudding, and gummy worms. So first, you're going to take your pudding and some Oreos, put some Oreos in a bag, and just crush them up.
sprinkle the Oreos on top of the pudding and then put some gummy worms in the pudding to make it look like dirt worms. So next we're going to be making bat Oreos, and you're going to need Oreos and Reese's, and it doesn't matter what kind of Oreos. So take out your Reese's and take your Oreos and pull apart the cookie and cut the top cookie part, and make sure you have some cream and either put it on the Reese or the cookie, and then just like smush it on the sides of the Reese to make it look like wings.
And now to History of the Week with Thomas Edison and the first film. Hey Bucks, come back into history with us as we explore in this week's the first motion picture of our existence. The very first motion picture was shown on October 6, 1889, by the famous inventor Thomas Edison. Edison's first design involving photographing a series of pictures on a cylinder that would then be viewed through a microscope as they turned very quickly. Edison named his device the kinetograph, along with the name of his kinetoscope to be accepted. Thank you, Edison. And now for a special look behind the scenes with Jazz Allison.
So, you might be asking yourself, what is broadcast? What do we even do? Well, all your questions will be answered today as we tour the famous room 748. As you enter the room, it seems pretty dull, I guess, but we do things. Sometimes they're cool. It honestly depends how Mr. Beatty's feeling, but yeah. Yep. You know what? I think I have a lot of friends in this class, and I'm well liked, well respected, and I'm just go inside. I just love it when all my friends like treat me with a nice smile, a nice talk, you know, just really nice. Hey guys, what's up? Hey, Mr. Beatty, how you doing?
Go away, Jess.
Okay. So, how does it feel teaching minds, children, and cameras?
About how you'd expect, Jazz.
All right. Anyway, so how do you feel about the strategic battle against you and you only against the school?
Sorry, did you say something?
Anyway, I'm sorry we have all that time we have left, and yeah. So thanks for watching the broadcast. Hey, can you come back here, please?
Thanks, Jazz. That's all for this week. Tune in next week. Thanks for watching.